and water heaters to full renovations. And they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Here at Aspen Builders, our company is building more homes today than I thought we would ever build.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, I am just shocked at how strong our market is here in Lincoln and at Aspen Builders. We're probably helping people right now more than ever get into a new home. We've been able to find pieces of ground we can develop affordably and keep our lot prices down a little bit. I think with our volume discounts and our office staff, 35 years of experience, we figure out a plan that's going to work great for you. We make it perfect. We make it fit your price range. All of this is part of the reason we're so busy.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Power Hour with two-time national champion Todd Uhlir. Powered by Window World of Lincoln and SetTheBarSups.com.
All right. Good morning, Husker Nation. Your turn. I always say turn. Turn up. You're tuned into the Power Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket and streaming live at theticketfm.com. I'm your host, Todd Uhlir, two-time national champion. And tonight, the Big Red are back in action under the lights in Happy Valley as Nebraska takes on Penn State. Well, that week off is just so long. There's just so much. I mean, it was hunting season. It was great, but we're going to break down what it's going to take for the Huskers to silence the crowd, make a statement, and finish strong down the stretch. Plus, it's championship week next week across Nebraska. We're talking Nebraska high school state championship matchups, the rivalries, the storylines, and the young stars chasing their moment of glory under Memorial Stadium lights, right? Well, they placed most of them during the day, unfortunately. Yeah. but it's still pretty awesome. Those guys get to play there. So today's show is brought to you by our incredible team at Window World of Lincoln. Check them out at windowworldlincoln.com, by SetTheBarSups.com, your fuel for performance and recovery, and by Lactigo, the game-changing gel trusted by athletes everywhere. Visit my.lactigo.com /T Uhlir 32 and save 10%. Try that stuff out. The gel is amazing. You haven't tried it out yet, haven't you? I got to get you a sample, Tristan.
No, yeah, you still need to set me up.
Stuff. It's some amazing stuff. All right. It's Huskers, it's high school football, and a whole lot of passion right here, right now. This is the Power Hour. Let's go. All right. So we've had a week off. Had some things happen. We got to decommit to already kind of a small class. I'm assuming our coaches are thinking a lot of transfer portal stuff coming up. With Dayton decommitting, is that a really a big deal? I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of his film, any of that. I just know he's a 3-star.
3-star.
Were you a 3-star quarterback?
3-star, yeah.
All right, yeah. So I mean, and once again, he's not a 5-star quarterback that we have committed like Dylan was, right?
Yeah. I also am curious. I want to hear your thoughts on his decommitment. I wonder if just seeing Latif kind of fit into this mix. So even let's say Dylan starts next year, recovers well, and then it seems like it's Latif. He's the guy, and so you're curious if there's been talks in the coaching office about, all right, what's the future look like, and maybe Dayton wasn't going to get an opportunity for a while if he did end up here in Lincoln.
Well, and I think that's what happens when you start recruiting kids from. And I get it. His dad, an ex-Husker, his brother's a Husker. Like I knew I was probably going to sit on the bench for a long time. I was going to get to play sporadically. I still came. I had offers other places. But I think Dayton's good enough to understand, and I think his family's smart enough to understand that, hey, he could go to some other pretty good college, maybe not, a Big Ten school, maybe he will, but and go start, at a Big 12 school, an ACC school, and start for 4 years and, get that opportunity that he more than likely is not going to get here, right? With what is it, Trey Taylor coming in behind him, and so and once again, I know what you do in high school does not necessarily translate to what you can do in college. It sure helps, but I'm super interested in what we're going to do with this recruiting class. Like, we're sitting 99th, and I think that was before the decommit, right? Like, so, so it's, and we're coming down to crunch time. I think signing days in December sometime, right?
Yeah.
Early signing. It's crazy. They do all the early stuff now. I signed in February. So, they made you sweat it out for a while. With us.
It's interesting how they do it now. And it's recruiting is unreal. I can't imagine being a recruiting coordinator, because your thought is, all right, maybe we're not going to bring in a whole bunch of high school guys. Let's attack the portal. But that's almost like, that's a little risky.
That's super risky.
Just like hoping guys end up committing to Nebraska, and you have no clue what the portal is even going to have. We know there's going to be thousands of guys in there, but you don't know if you're going to get the right ones.
Right. And how they're going to fit into our system, into our coaching style, that kind of stuff. That's a top, like, I mean, but Texas Tech is kind of,
they got the oil money though. It's a little,
I get it, but still at the same point, like, they've kind of shown it works.
Yep.
Like, and obviously Colorado's the opposite of that. They showed it hasn't worked. Right. So, two different coaching staffs. Right. So I think that's going to be interesting. So I think tonight we're going to find out a lot. Like, it was awesome. TJ got to go out, start in LA, his hometown. I mean, I think he was pretty comfortable there. Didn't feel, and obviously performed at a level that we all we're a little bit awed by, right? Like, and he just made it look really, I thought made it look really easy, right? I mean, he was 13 of 15 passing or something. And those two were drops, in my opinion. One was for sure a drop. The other one, the running back kind of stopped on the pass. So, but now we're going out to Happy Valley, right? Penn State obviously not having a great year. Fired their coach mid-season. That threw a wrench in, it was probably, I think, had a lot to do with the loss to Minnesota. It did not help Nebraska football that they fired James Franklin right before the Minnesota game. I thought that was definitely detraction from what we were trying to accomplish that week, and it showed on the field. I can't chalk it up to anything else, because we should have beat Minnesota. And had we, now we're talking, still in the playoff mix with 2 losses instead of 3, right? So I think that the environment, I really wanted to go this year. But when Trent got hurt and wasn't on travel squad, then I was like, I'm not going to go. I'm going to sit back in my recliner with my dogs and watch it at home.
Watch it. Yeah.
And so people always had like, oh, you go to No, I try to watch this stuff by myself, because I don't necessarily need other people seeing me get upset or say stupid things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I I think they're doing a wideout from what I understand. So it's going to be loud. I don't care that they're 3-7. Are they 3-7? 4? I don't know what they're.
I think 4. Yeah.
4-6. I don't even know what they are. I know they had to. Obviously, were picked by some people to be. Yeah, they're 4-6. To be, in the, national championship picture. So, and guess what? Like that was done by talent, right? Like they rate talent. I don't know how, because to me, football is a lot of heart, right? Obviously, they have a lot of talent on that team, and they are going to run the ball at us, and then they're going to pull it out in a play action, and hopefully, we're not burnt on that. But so I think some of the keys for Nebraska's offense tonight is obviously going to be TJ's poise, under pressure, loud. And UCLA, there was more Husker fans than there were UCLA fans. That was
the home game in California.
Yeah, so that's not going to be the issue tonight. And once again, I think had we only had 2 losses right now, we might have infiltrated the whiteout to red. I was at the Notre Dame game when it was the Sea of Red back in 2000 or 2001. I can't remember what year it was. I was at that game. I have the poster, Sea of Red in Notre Dame Stadium, and I can even see where I'm standing in the picture in the stands. My little brother was on the team at the time, and I think had we only had 2 losses, I think Nebraska fans probably infiltrate that whiteout a lot more than we'll probably see tonight. But I mean, we always travel well, so it's going to be interesting to see how much red shows up in the stadium. But that's just that is a absolute bucket list stadium I've got to get to. So hopefully over the course of Trent's next 4 years, we play them again there. I don't know if we do. I haven't looked that far. It would have to probably be a senior year, because I think what I figured out from Trent's first year to last year being 5 years with the redshirt year, we would play every single team at home and away over that 5-year span. So it's like, man, I'm going to get to see some stadiums I haven't seen. So unfortunately not there tonight. I think DP's there. I think he went out. I think there's a couple other guys out there. So they're going to report back on that on our pregame show. But I think obviously can TJ keep his poise? I thought obviously he looked way more comfortable against UCLA than he did coming in against USC. Yeah. He put the ball on the ground. I don't know how many times, 4 times against USC.
Understandable when you're
thrown in.
You get a full week to prepare. He had a full week. I think we could all see that going into that UCLA game, and he looked so confident. Now
he had 2 more weeks, right? But I don't think they practiced a whole bunch on the week off. I think they really did take, and I might have some insider information on that. I may not. I can't say for sure, but I think they had a good rest, and then they got back after it really hard this week. So, and then obviously we've got on offense, we've got to establish the run with Emmett. This is, in my opinion, probably the best defense. I mean, I know the record doesn't show it, but as far as talent goes, probably going to be the best defense we've faced.
Yeah.
I would say, Michigan's defense was pretty good, but I think Penn State's is probably talent-wise better. And then obviously USC as well, right? So looking at who we played, and so establishing that run with Emmett, he's probably going to have to touch the ball 30 times again for us to be in this game. And if he doesn't, like at Minnesota, it's probably going to be ugly. And then obviously avoiding the early mistakes, right? And not giving them momentum at home. I think that's key for Nebraska's offense tonight. So what about the defense? Oh, they're going to run the ball at us.
They're going to run the ball a lot.
And we have not been good at stopping the run.
That's very accurate.
I mean, against anybody. And so that makes me super nervous that we have not figured out how to stop the run yet. And so, especially, I don't think this quarterback's probably as mobile as the USC quarterback. I mean,
No.
they're on their second team quarterback. I didn't really like their first team quarterback anyway. I can't think of his name right now, but I don't even know who this guy is, but he seems pretty. I mean, they played Indiana tough, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I was at home too. So it's a tough environment.
yeah, I mean, in Indiana, we know is legit good, right? So they rolled over Michigan State last week, 27-24 against Indiana. Ohio State kind of put a licking on them, 25-24 with Iowa. I think Iowa's a great team. I think we're going to have a hard time next Friday with Iowa at home. I think that's going to be an absolute bloodbath. How Northwestern beat them, I don't know, because Northwestern's really bad. And that was at Penn State as well. And that happened to probably be right after that firing, right? Yeah. Penn State. That was right because they lost to UCLA,
I think it was after Northwestern that they fired James Franklin.
Oh, it was
UCLA
after
lost.
Northwestern.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And then I think they gave him another week, expected him to kind of turn around.
This is a team that was ranked number 2 to start the year. They lost to number 6 Oregon, 30-24. I mean, very respectable. Probably, in overtime, I believe, wasn't it?
Yep.
2 overtimes. Now that I'm looking at my
Oregon broke them.
So this is a really good team. So we're really going to find out a lot about where we're at as a team, as a program, as an offense, as a defense. Have we gotten better? Did the week off help, get us some more? Because it's a long season, guys. Like, I know we got 2 games left, but as a player, and Tristan, this as a player, like, you're beat up. Like, you've been in fall camp, all these every game week. They're long. They're at the facility at 6 a.m. in the morning. They're getting home at 9 o'clock at night for weeks on end. And then you got game days that are seemingly, I mean, they're awesome, but they seemingly are like 24-hour days, it feels like. So having this week off and just some time to refresh, hopefully get their legs back a little bit and come out and make a statement. Like, there's a lot riding on kind of finishing the season off and really igniting what we can do next year, right? Because we are the youngest team in the Big Ten right now, right? So that speaks volumes if we can finish this off. And it all starts tonight in Happy Valley with a whiteout, right? I think the thing too, can we eliminate explosive plays on defense?
That's been the just kryptonite for Nebraska's defense all season. And it's tough because they'll be playing well. Like, you'll be watching them, maybe able to get a 3 and out, get a few stops. And it's like, oh, there's a 70-yarder. And it's like, that just kills not only like the morale, but the momentum, and all of it is just gone.
Yeah. So, I think that's going to be, can we eliminate a big play tonight? Like, and maybe that's the difference between winning this game and losing this game is eliminating that one long play, right? That we've seemingly given up in every game. And I just don't understand it. I mean, you rewatch it and you're like, dude, this guy's just taking a bad angle. Like, why are you like, he could have been there to make the stop, but he just took a bad angle. And it's not just one guy. It's, it's been a different guy, it seems like, every time. So, but yeah, I'm super pumped. If you can't tell, I love Husker football. I'm super excited about it. And this is going to be a big, and once I say this every week, because the Big Ten is just a big game every week. Mm-hmm. But it's big for the program. It's big for recruiting in the future. It's big for a lot of things. It's big for the fact that, Matt Rule's going back to Penn State, right? Like, this is his alma mater. And, after signing the contract extension, let's prove that you deserve it, right? I'm happy for Coach Rule that he got that nice extension, and but now let's go prove why you deserve it, right? So But I think it's going to be fun. So excited for the. I'm not going to do a prediction on this show. I'm going to wait for the pregame show. I think I'm on at 4:00, 4 or 5. I can't remember. I'll do my prediction then because I'm still up in the air a little bit about it. And to me, it's just nuts that the odds makers, have us, what, -7.5 now. It started out at like 9.5.
Yep.
And that was, I mean, Vegas isn't off very often. You know what I mean? Like, so you just kind of go, what do they know that we don't know? Like, this team has lost to 2 teams that we've beat, right?
Mhm.
Like, come on, But that's why you play the game, right? That's why you show up. And I think if we can get Emmett started early, obviously the offensive line has looked tremendously better. I don't know what they did. I mean, I know we've had injuries and we've lost guys, but it's crazy to me that we've looked better. And granted, we haven't. I mean, even against USC, who's pretty good defense. I mean, they're ranked. I don't know what they're ranked now, but they're ranked pretty high. They got to win out to get in that conversation of playoff, right? And they got some big games coming up, but it's a big game and really going to set the tone for the program. And if we can win this one tonight, going into Iowa 8-3, Iowa being potentially 8-3, it makes it more of a rivalry game than it has been in the past, right? Because we haven't been anywhere near their record for quite a few years. So it'll make that game even more important, which I think helps us. When you're 4-7 going into the Iowa game, or, you kind of like, all right, well, we'll do what we can do. So I think being 8-3 going into Iowa is going to be a lot better mentality than 7-4. So, but yeah, all right. Well, we will.
What are your thoughts on? Yeah, what are your thoughts on night games? I'll be honest. I'll talk more from a baseball perspective. I preferred the day games way better. I think I enjoyed waking up and you get going,
get it done. Yeah,
you get it done. Sometimes just waiting around and waiting until past 6 o'clock for that kickoff. You're just like, you're in your head so much, and you just want it. You just like, get me on the field.
So when we played at noon every game. I mean,
and that had to. Did you like that?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
You went to a movie on Friday night. Like you went to a movie. You got back to the hotel. You slept. You got up. They fed you a big breakfast. You did some film. Then you go, you have your meetings, individual meetings, and then you would get on the bus and go to the stadium and you'd go play at noon and you're done. And then you get to go, like, for me as a 4-stringer, I got to go party, like enjoy the victory. Right. Like, and we won every game except for one while I was there. So I enjoyed it. I had a great time because we would go celebrate the victory. Right. Playing at 6 o'clock on the road, like, yeah, what do you do?
You're in a hotel.
I would say, the few night games I played in or was a part of, I wouldn't even say, I don't even know if I actually played in a night game. I don't think I did. Like, I suited up, but I didn't actually get to play. So that's the life I lived. Right. But like the Orange Bowl, like I remember, but that was for a national championship.
Yeah.
Both times I was there. So, I mean, you could just feel the emotion building all day long. And I thought Coach Osborne and the staff, the small staff compared to what we have now, kept us locked in all day, from what I can. But once again, like, I knew I was probably not going to play. Right. So, like, I was ready, worst case scenario, Lawrence goes down, Damon goes down, Clinton goes down. I'm ready, but I wasn't. It wasn't all that. We had we didn't have we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have a lot of this stuff that these guys.
Yeah, that would have made it really hard. I think
we didn't have to, worry about somebody, botting our post with a bunch of negative stuff. And I can't imagine what these kids go through. My son does very little social media just for that fact. Like, he's like, I just don't care to hear And, and there's a lot of weird people that sit behind their computers or their screens and say stuff that you don't need to, like, why, So I think the night games probably are much harder on these kids because you sit around and you have the phone, you have a lot of things that can get you. Like I said, we woke up at 7 a.m. and we were locked in. We were at breakfast. I mean, we had church. We had a little get together for church before every game. We had meetings. We had, film, and then we had our walkthroughs, and then just let's go beat the heck out of these guys, right? So, I think it does create an element of what do you do for, these guys are typically up at 6 o'clock. They're at the stadium by 6 o'clock every morning. So guess what? Your clock's pretty much set at that. So most of these guys have got up at 6 a.m. I mean, that's been 4.5 hours ago, just because your just natural body is set at that, right? So they got to deal with that. And so sometimes I wonder if in this day and age, if the early morning practices are really beneficial versus, potentially having those in the afternoon, just to get that. Just like, we never are going to play a game at 9 a.m, right? But we do play at 11. So I do understand that, but we play very few games at 11. Next week is at 11. So, but all right. So tonight's game will test everything from coaching to leadership to grit. We'll keep breaking it down, but first let's shift to the future of Nebraska football, high school championships. So when we come back, we're going to break that down a little bit, and stay here if you want to hear about some we got a kid that could potentially break my records in Class C1. So we'll talk about that when we come back here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing. Lincoln's own experts at Dio Technologies can turn your living room into the place to watch your favorite sports. Whatever your vision is, Dio Tech is ready to make it a reality. From home theaters to outdoor entertainment spaces, they bring you along through the entire process to make sure you get exactly what you want. If you're ready to upgrade your entertainment space, visit Diotech online at diotech.net or give them a call at 402-793-5124.
Acreage owner getting ready for winter? Make it easy with John Deere compact tractors and gators from Acres Equipment. Add snow blowers, front blades, cabs, heaters, and loaders to tackle every chore. Right now, in-stock units are priced to move with competitive financing to fit your budget. Get winter ready today at acres.com. Acres Equipment, your acreage handled. Financing subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Not all customers qualify. See dealer for details.
From the chant of Husker power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town. It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This Black Friday, it is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxbeatlincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back here on the Power Hour, and we're going to talk state championship matchups here in Nebraska, and got some pretty cool records to talk about that potentially could fall. I know a guy that owns a couple of those that may fall this Tuesday, so I want to get the playoff brackets out. So Class A. And there's been a lot of talk this year about Millard South and what's going on there. And so they're going to be playing Papillion La Vista South. I don't know if they've played before. Maybe they have. Let's look. I got their record right here. Papillion La Vista. No, they have not played. So Papillion La Vista South, 11-1. They lost. I don't know who they lost to. Let's find out. They lost to Omaha North early, but and I'm assuming, I'm not assuming, I know that Millard South probably crushed Omaha North if they play. Yeah, didn't play Millard North or Omaha North. Sorry. So that I think everybody wants to hand Millard South the trophy, and they've got, I don't know, 65 different Division I recruits or something like that they've all been recruited from out of state and all this stuff that you've been hearing. At the end of the day, the coach is putting together the best team he can possibly put together. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? I kind of chuckle because we used to beat teams like that all the time. We didn't recruit. I mean, every kid I played with my senior year, I went to kindergarten with.
Yeah.
Right? Like every kid that was playing football went to kindergarten with us, like all 11 of us starters, grew up in Battle Creek. So, but at the same point, we did what we needed to do to win. So I think that's going to be, obviously, Papillion La Vista South got their hands full. It'll be interesting to see how they perform. That is Tuesday night at 7:15 p.m. So it is under the lights, which will be awesome for those 2 teams. Class B, Waverly.
They've been dominant.
Waverly has just been, so they got Gretna East, who's pretty new school. 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, 3 years now.
3 years. Wow. Gretna East getting it done. Maybe they're recruiting too. I don't know. You'd think that maybe it's kind of the same thing happened with Elkhorn North in Class B. Like right away, they were good at everything. Yeah. And so it's interesting to me that these new schools can do so well so quickly in St. Elkhorn North and in Gretna East, because that you're typically splitting, some talent there.
Yeah.
But it seems to have worked. That one's Monday night at 7:15 p.m. So those guys get to play under the lights Monday night. I may come down for that one. We'll see. Depends what time I get done here. And then the big one, Wahoo, Class C1. That's my class. Even though Battle Creek's C2 now, but we were C1. Wahoo versus Sydney. So lots going on in this game. It's Tuesday at 10:15 a.m. I don't know who does the scheduling, but why are we playing a game at 10:15 a.m.? I do not know.
Brutal.
They've done that since my little brother Tyrone was the first time. That was 1996 state championship. We played Milford. We kicked a field goal right at the end.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast.
Oops. So that was the first year that they played Memorial Stadium, and Battle Creek, I was helping coach at that time. My little brother's on the team. We played at night, so I don't know why they're playing the C1 game at 10:15 in the morning. Makes it rough on the fans. Makes it rough. You got to take a day of work off, all that stuff.
How do you even prep for that?
Right.
I mean, you're playing night games pretty much all season. It's like, all right, now you're playing at 10:15.
And I get it's equal for both, right? So I mean, neither one of them. And so Wahoo has this kid, Kip Bigham, number 32 in your program, number 1 in Wahoo's hearts. This kid has rushed for 2,571 yards
this season.
Wow. 45 touchdowns. He needs 278 yards, which is going to be a big ask in a state championship, to break the single season C1 record held by yours truly.
Wait, who holds that? Can you tell us again?
So 33 years, this record's been sitting here at 2,849 yards, and I have 49 touchdowns. So he needs 4 touchdowns to tie it, 5 to break it. And they're playing it. This is just a crazy coincidence. They're playing Sydney, the Red Raiders, and my brother Tony, all his kids have gone to Sydney. He has a sophomore daughter, obviously is not going to be in the game, but it's just interesting that they're playing against my brother's kids' team in the state championship. I did go watch Wahoo and Sydney in the semifinals 2 years ago when my brother's son was a senior. That was a great game. Wahoo beat him by a couple touchdowns, but Sydney was definitely in that game. So Sydney, I believe, is undefeated. They're 12-0. Wahoo's 12-0. Wahoo has not really been challenged this year. 55-0, 35-0, 42-7, 49-0, 56-14, 62-21. 42-0, 35-0, 69-24, 69-14, 55-14, 61-21 in the semifinals. They came close to breaking the playoff record for most points scored in a game by a C1 team, which is 67, which was, guess who set that record?
Was that Battle Creek?
Battle Creek, 1992, scored 67 points on everybody's favorite Scott Frostwood Rivers team. We beat them 67-24. So that's still a single game. And here's the deal, Tristan, I did not play in the fourth quarter except for defense. And we
Why were you playing defense? You were the reason they didn't score.
Well, because Coach Sisler told us first team defense is not coming out until they pull Scott Frost out. Because the year before, we were beating them 48-0. And he pulled us in the, it was right at the start of the fourth quarter. He pulled us and Larry left Scott in and they scored a touchdown. And that made Snisser mad the next year. He said, first team defense not coming out until he pulls Scott. So I didn't even play offense in the fourth quarter. And we won 67-24. We absolutely were a juggernaut at that time. So a kid, 278 yards in a state championship game would be pretty good. I think we watched was it last year, Omaha Scott Bennington, the Class B state championship game. The Lordson kid I think he had he didn't even play running back up until semifinals. He's always on defense, and I think he's playing football out in Kearney this year. But he had quite a few yards in that. I believe I went over 300 in my state championship game. But once again, I didn't play in the fourth quarter in the state championship game. We had a really solid team. Just some interesting stuff in that we had 1,972 yards rushing in 4 games.
That is unbelievable.
That is still the state record. We also so the next record we have 2,074 yards total offense. That's still the C1 record for 4 games. That means we threw for 102 yards. Yeah.
That's crazy.
The next closest team record in any class is 1,720 rushing yards. So 252 yards more than the next closest, and still had enough rushing yards that we had total offense, which is crazy. I still hold partial record for 6 TDs in a playoff game. And then I still own the record myself for 38 points scored in a game. So I must have scored a lot of touchdowns. 6 touchdowns. Yeah, 6 touchdowns is how many? 36 and a 2-point conversion. We didn't kick.
Okay. If you guys got into like a 3rd and long, I mean, you probably weren't in 3rd and long often. If you got into a 3rd and long, were you guys still running the ball?
Yes. We didn't get many 3rd downs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for the whole season, I averaged 11.7 yards a carry. So every time I touched the ball was basically a first down.
Yeah.
Right. So it was crazy. I believe, if I'm correct, we were 12 of 24 passing for the year in 12 games. So we threw the ball twice a game. That's it. And we usually just threw one deep just to get them to kind of try to back off of.
Yeah.
I mean, they put 10 guys in the box.
I was going to say you could do one play action and he's probably wide open.
So we ran a bootleg.
Yeah.
Right. But not a bootleg pass. Our quarterback just kept it and ran. And I think he had a 70-yard touchdown against Wood River on a bootleg because they all tackled me and he's running down the sideline with our left guard right in front of him, just knocking anybody that came close down. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff. So good luck to Kip on Tuesday. I'm going to be there. Hopefully he breaks them. They've been there long enough. I'll be cheering for him, but then obviously I'm going to be cheering for the Red Raiders and my brother's team. All 5 of his kids have gone to that high school. So it's going to be a great 10:15 a.m. kickoff. So I've reached out to Damon Benning and Larry Putney and said, hey, I'd love to be, come up in the box. And, those guys do such a good job. I don't think Benning's not doing the C1 game. I'm not sure who's, Matt Verzal had been doing it for years and did a great job. And obviously we lost him a little while back here. So I'm interested in who they found to replace Matt, because Matt just did a phenomenal job on the state championship broadcast. I thank you so much for Nebraska Public Media for putting those games on. It's a truly, that's the biggest moment for a lot of kids in their sports career, right? It is the biggest moment. They're at Memorial Stadium and they're having, playing for a state championship. And then one team's got to win and one team's got to lose. I've been on both sides of it. Losing sucks. Thank goodness I was a junior the year we lost it. So it just kind of, it fired us up for the next year. But so C2, we're going to have a new champion in C2 for the first time in 3 years. Norfolk Catholic won 3 in a row. They were the first team and only team in C1 to win 3 in a row. Norfolk Catholic was, and if you've been on the show with me long, I don't like Norfolk Catholic. They're our arch rivals. We should have won it 86, 87, 88. We lost in the state championship to who was it? I can see him now. The Spearman brothers. we had it won, dropped the punt, they recovered it, scored, beat us for the state championship.
That's crushing.
There was twins, John and Jay Spearman. Sutton was a team, and I was the ball boy on that team. I was a 8th grader, and so we should have won 3. We didn't. Norfolk Catholic's first. Then they do it in C2 as well. I mean, Coach Beller shot at, like, once again, mad respect to Coach Beller. He's a phenomenal coach, does a great job there. And now we got a new champion. So I picked Cedar Catholic to win this. Cedar Catholic was upended 27-21 in the quarterfinals. They were ranked number 1. And then Grand Island Central Catholic beats Ord last week to get into the state championship. Grand Island Central Catholic 3 years ago, when my son was playing, was one of the worst teams in C2. They are now in the state championship against Bishop Neumann. Imagine that, 2 Catholic teams in the state championship. So there's still going to be a Catholic winner, even though Norfolk Catholic's not going to be it. Bishop Neumann fell to Norfolk Catholic last year with the Booth kid, Connor Booth, 50 touchdowns for him. I think he went over 3,000 yards rushing as well in C2. So I think he holds – they have not updated the records for C2 unless I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he had 50 touchdowns. That's so that game's going to be at 2:45 p.m. So an afternoon game for C1 in the morning, C2 in the afternoon. Don't get it. D1. Don't keep up on these a lot, but Crofton upsets number 1 Shelby Rising City in the semifinals. So Crofton up here, Northeast Nebraska team, is playing Sandy Creek at 10:15 on Monday, and the D2 game, I'm guessing, is Monday at 2:45 or something like that, right? No. I gotta find it. Yeah, Monday at 2:45. St. Mary's and Wynot. Don't know much about either of those, but all right, awesome. So good luck to those guys. So excited for the season to come to a culmination with state champions and those medals. My medal's hanging right back here in my office, and absolutely still love that thing. So it's something that, just really defines discipline, hard work, and that kind of stuff. So, and that's what we're going to talk about in the final segment. So we will be back right after this on the Power Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket.
The savings continue all November long at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln. They're extending their red tag sale with machines priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Plus 10% off snowplow kits, 10% off fly motocross gear, and 50% off all in-stock road tires. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for the holiday season.
This Black Friday, it is time to hit your goals before the new year even starts. At Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, get 40% off our next 10-week challenge, plus 6 weeks for free to kickstart your fitness journey. Start training December 1st with kickboxing, strength training, and personalized nutrition. So when our official challenge begins January 10th, you're already ahead of the game. Spots are limited. Don't wait for January to make your resolution. Start strong now. Visit fxbeatlincoln.com or stop by one of our 2 locations at South 40th and Yankee Hill or North 70th and Vine. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Stronger starts here.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Hi, Charlie Stone here, and it's that time of the year again. Time for the annual Happy Honda Days at Honda of Lincoln. With me on the line, Andy Goodyear, to tell us all about it.
The exciting news is we have more selection and more savings We have over 400 new 2025 and 2026 Hondas to choose from, with a great opportunity to get year-end savings on every remaining new 2025.
Do you have some happy Honda Day specials?
Sure do, Charlie. For example, you can lease a new 2025 Accord Sport Hybrid for just $349 a month, and we have financing from just 0% APR. We've also included over 125 pre-owned of all makes and models, and as always, our certified pre-owns are in this sale as well.
Well, maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Leaves are falling and temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Winter leagues begin on December 1st and are open for registration. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker Watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate or team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at doubleeagle.golf.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. We're back, and we've talked Huskers. We've talked high school state championships. Now we're going to tie it all together with one ingredient that separates winners from pretenders: discipline. All right, so motivation versus discipline. We all get motivated, right? You always get that thought in your head, like, man, I really need to lose 10 pounds, or I need to do this, or I need to do that. And you're like, I'm going to go work out, or I'm going to eat better, or I'm going to do this. But motivation is emotional. It depends. Like, you could have all the motivation in the world, but somebody calls you and gives you some horrible news, that motivation goes right out the door, right? So it comes and goes. Discipline is a system. It shows up no matter what. So putting this into context, Happy Valley tonight is a discipline test. How disciplined have we been in practice? How focused have we been? What have we been doing consistently, right? State championships are discipline on display. These guys have been disciplined for 12 games in a row. A lot of them are undefeated. Some of them with just one loss. That's discipline on display, and they get to show what they've done all year. So, and discipline creates momentum, right? How does discipline create momentum? Daily habits equals weekly progress equals your long-term identity. I just finished, 6 years in a week, like 6 years in 2 weeks, actually. 6 years in 2 weeks of 20 minutes every single day. So success isn't loud, it's consistent, right? It's the consistency shows up. What you do in the dark always shows up in the light, and that's what's going to happen tonight in Happy Valley. What you've been doing in the dark is always going to show up in the light. Same thing with the state championship games. So what you guys can apply today, listeners out there, get 20 minutes of movement in. I don't care what it is. Go break a sweat. I don't care if it's pickleball. I don't care if it's jumping rope. If it's walking your dog. I walked the dog this morning. He's 125 pounds. He walked me basically. Broke a good sweat. It's been beautiful for morning walks. Do 10 minutes of planning. Like plan. Like if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? If you're not planning out your success story, you're just letting it to chance. And I don't know anybody that ever won by chance just because they showed up. All right. And then one decision aligned with your long-term goals. Just one of those. Like what's a decision you can make? Like this is going to happen, and make it a non-negotiable. And then start stacking wins, small wins, stack daily wins. So one other shout out before we get done. My brother Tyrone, he's been battling cancer for 10 years. He had to go in to the emergency room on Monday, had to have an emergency surgery, had a tumor removed off of his spine that was causing paralysis in his lower extremities. He got out yesterday at noon, drove to watch his two oldest boys play in the state quarterfinals. This is how much football means to our family. They drove to the game. Green Hill versus, I don't know who they played, but they were playing the defending state champions, the number 1 ranked team in the state. Dan Alexander, if you follow Nebraska football back in the 2000, late 90s, Dan Alexander was there with Tyrone, came over and watched. So shout out to Dan for showing up and supporting and helping Tyrone getting up and down the stadium steps. But Green Hill, Tyrone's boys teams, was winning 17-7 with 6 minutes left in the game. And unfortunately gave up 2 touchdowns and lost 21-17. But just wanted a huge shout out to Green Hill. The school's only been open for 4 years themselves, and to take the defending state champion, a 12-0 team to the brink, had them beat. I want a big shout out to Green Hill and what's going on down there. Tyrone's got a sophomore that's coming back. Obviously, he's a junior next year. He's got 3 more boys coming up. So probably a lot of Green Hill football in the future for the Uhlir boys down in Nashville area. So just excited. So that is going to be a wrap for episode number 60 of the Power Hour. Huge shout out to Window World Lincoln, Set the Bar Sups, and Latigo for powering the show. Enjoy Husker football tonight in Happy Valley. Enjoy the state championships next week. And remember, champions aren't motivated, they're disciplined. I'm Todd Uhlir. God bless. Much love. Go Big Red. Peace out.